Hello members and welcome to episode 5 of GPL 360. As usual, I'm here with my co-host CEO Matthew Loughnane. Welcome Matt.
Thanks Nick.
We've got a bit to go through today. We've got rounds 4, 5 and 6 and then our predictions of who's going to make finals for the women. And then we've got round 11, the first week of finals. We've had who's finished well for the men and some players that might possibly have been doing other things during the season rather than playing GPL, Matt.
Yep. Looking forward to getting into that part.
Round 4 of the women. Matt, take us through the featured match.
We had hit and miss versus the early birds. Early birds 123, hit and miss 121. Judy Patterson was the top scorer for early birds with 34 points. Barb Main 31, Sally Stockley 29, and Lois Wheelerhan 29. Hit and miss, Bev Murray, great score with 35. Leonie Barnes 30 after coming back from an injury, I think.
Yeah, I think she had a shoulder injury. So
well on Leonie, good to see her back. And Rhonda Morrissey had 29 points.
Birdie Num Nums had the bye, and they also actually top scored of the round, so good percentage boost for them. Dragon Ladies, shock loss to the Buggy Offs, lost by 17 points, and the Fairway Fillies defeated the Chicks with Sticks. Knocked out this week were the Dragon Ladies, who unfortunately couldn't field a full side map.
Yep. No good.
On to round 5, Dragon Ladies bounced back very strongly. They defeated the Early Birds, last year's Survivors champions, by 12 points. Sue Hua continued her good season with 37 points, Josephine Ryan 36, Winnie Young 35, with the best scores for the Dragon Ladies. And for the Early Birds, Lois Wheelerhan 34 and Jan Hammond 31.
In the other matches, we had the Buggy Offs defeating the Birdie Num Nums 129 to 118. Fairway Fillies had the bye, but they had a good score of 122. And the Chicks with Sticks 136 defeated Hit and Miss 131, with the Fairway Fillies being knocked out in the Survivor Series in round 5.
The women's competition's a little bit reminiscent of the AFL competition. There seems to be a lot of ups and downs.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure when we get to the end of the ladder review, we'll see how close the women's season actually is.
Yep. Round 6 in the featured match, and in quite a tough scoring match. Must have been a difficult day in round 6. We had the Dragon Ladies continuing on their winning way, 107 to 105, beating the Chicks with Sticks. Hong Chu with 29 points and Jim Bua with 28 points were the best for the Dragon Ladies. Leonie Silk 28 and Lee McGuinness with 26 were the best for the Chicks with Sticks. And English also had 26.
Very good. Birdie Num Nums defeated the Fairway Fillies. They stumbled there. The Early Birds bounced back and defeated the Buggy Offs 116 to 101. And Hit and Miss top scored of the round, and they had the bye, so again another good percentage booster. And knocked out the Chicks with Sticks, Matt.
Yep.
Who's on fire?
On fire, Birdie Num Nums, we've got Trish Weichart with the top score in the last 2 matches, 34 points and 31 points.
Yep.
Who else we got?
We've got Mary Vipond, Chicks with Sticks, top scored with 30, top scored with 37, and unfortunately didn't play the last round.
Yep.
And probably one of your favourite players in the women's GPL, Matt.
Yes, Lois Wheelerhan. We had 29, which was 3rd top score with 34, and 4th top score with 27. So she's contributing well to her team.
Definitely. And Early Birds, I think we'll find out, are sitting pretty well on the ladder. Fairway Fillies, Dragon Ladies, Early Birds, all sitting on 4 wins.
It's an amazing ladder, actually, the way you look at it.
I can't believe it. We've got 3 teams on 4 wins and 4 teams on 3 wins.
So effectively, the last position is 1 win away from being on top.
Correct. Dragon Ladies had the bye in the last round. Very handy. So you think the Dragon Ladies sitting in second, they're on 5 wins, they are secure.
Yes.
However, every other team, it's all up for grabs. Birdie Num Nums play the Early Birds. If the Early Birds take a loss there, I think they will get leapfrogged. So that's a must-win game for them. Fairway Fillies, top of the ladder, play Hit and Miss. Fairway Fillies have actually got a pretty good percentage. So, look, even if they do lose, I still think they might hang on. And the Chicks with Sticks, I think if they beat the Buggy Offs, they should get in on percentage. But,
so one playing 4, if one wins, it opens it wide up, basically, doesn't it?
Yep.
One wins, hit and miss. We'll have to rely on Chicks with Sticks, or Chicks with Sticks and Buggy Offs play each other. So hit and miss must win, play finals.
Yep.
They miss out. Any of the 5th, 6th, and 7th side could get in, which is a good way to come into the last round.
Definitely. So Matt, who do you, from here, I know it's very hard to say, obviously, anyone can win, so we know the Dragon Ladies are in.
Yes.
Who do you think will make top 4?
I think, well, Fairway Phillies is at 4 and 2. They're safe. I think Fairway Phillies, Dragon Ladies, Early Birds with Buggy Offs coming from last.
The Buggy Offs
to sneak into 4th.
Cinderella story.
Yes.
Well, the Birdie Num Nums have had a very up and down season, so it'd be interesting if they took off, took on last year's Survivors champion, so good luck to them.
Mm-hmm.
Survivor competition, hit and miss in the early birds, so we've got last year's premiers versus last year's Survivors.
Yes.
Survivors champion, I think the hit and miss are going to have a big last week, and I think they'll take out the Survivor champion.
Yep.
Happy with that?
Yep, that sounds good. I will actually, because hit and miss are playing the top of the table, could potentially, the pressure is going to be quite severe.
The pressure will mount?
Well, possibly. Early Birds are
they're a pretty consistent
pretty
team.
consistent, and they're effectively safe in regards to finals, or pretty much safe. So I think maybe the Early Birds.
Two in a row.
2 in a row.
2 in a row for the Survivor. Good luck to the women in the last round, and good luck to the finals. Matt, moving on to the men.
Yes. So the men, we'll look at the last round before, which will take into account the Survivor champions at the end. The featured match was the Roosters versus Hard Yakka. Roosters 164, defeated Hard Yakka 154. John Isaac with 39 points was the best for the Roosters. John Doggett with 36. Also had a good round, and for Hard Yakka, Murray Carr was the best with 32 points.
Big game from the Roosters. That was a must-win game. They were outside. The 8s, and
Yes.
that I think may have secured them.
Right.
Other scores for the round: Fockers 182 defeated the Polishers 178. Gentlemen Golfers big win over Norfolk and Good. I'm not sure what's happened to them in the second half of the season. Struggling.
Yep.
Rat Pack flexed their muscles against the Moondogs, got them by 18 points, and the Guzzlers defeated the Q Far Boys, and Motley Q had the bite.
So the Survivor Series was between the Guzzlers and Norfolk and Good. Who took over? Who won the Survivor?
Well, like last year, the Guzzlers did release a early publication that they had won the Survivor competition, and this year, lucky for them, it was true. Well done to the Guzzlers. They had 169 in the last round, and Norfolk and Good could only manage 149. So, well done to the Guzzlers for their first piece of silverware. Happy days for John Nelson and co.
The Colonel is strutting.
Colonel.
Well, he was for a week. We'll see how he goes in the first week of the finals. So, following the season, we'll look at the players' performance over the year. We've got a new segment, the player review, being the closers. So, the best scores in the last 4 rounds. We had Barry Donnelly from the Fockers, who didn't play and then had scores of 34, 34, 34. So finished really strongly. Barry, well done. Again from the Fockers, Bruce Falconer.
Mr. Consistent.
Mr. Consistent had 30, 40, 33 and 32, and didn't have a score under 30 for the season, which is amazing.
Played every single round. So that's 11 scores over 30 in a row.
Could be a big chance for the MVP, Bruce Falconer, with that form of consistency. One of our favourites, Brendan, aka Mad Dog, 37, 40, 30, 34. So had a strong finish, which is why
the captain from the Polishers, leading from the front.
Yep, and why they finished where they did on top of the ladder. Shane Favaloro, or as John Nelson calls him, Shane, I think. Shane. He had 37, 38, 31. He didn't play in his last 4 matches. Terry Poulton, Mr. Consistency for the Guzzlers, 34, 28, 33 and 33. The Rat Pack, who will feature quite heavily, in the finals. Peter Gebbett, had 33, 32, 34 and 36. And then a couple from the Moondogs, Brian Padbury, 35, 33, didn't play in 35, and Neil Marshall with 32, 31, 34 and 35. So
the Moondogs finished strongly, but I'm not sure if that was enough to get their season back. Another segment, gone fishing. So we had 11 games for the season, and I just had a look at some guys who possibly didn't play anywhere near as much as they should have. Trade bait, need to go back to the VFL or something. I'm not sure what we have here. Graham Freestone from Hardyacker can only manage 4 games.
And Graham passed MVP, original MVP, Graham, from a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
So
like a Chris Judd, and then had a hamstring injury, or
gone.
Yep, I'm not sure what happened there. Your team, Matt, Hardyacker. John Price, only 4 games.
Yep.
Yeah, some more games from these boys. They could have been featured a little bit higher.
Yes.
Chris Hansen, the touted gun recruit for the Q5 boys, can only manage 3 games.
Overpaid.
Tim Tobin, 1 game. Pretty poor output from Tim. Kent Robertson from the Moondogs, 4 games. Admittedly, those 4 games were all pretty solid, so we might have passed. Yep. Ken Murray from Motley Q, only 2 games, and Phil Abbott, which we can maybe pass again.
4 games on the verge. Well, let's hope he shows up finals time.
Fingers crossed. So Matt, a season review. First of all, your team, Hardyacker, finished in 8th spot. My team, Norfolk and Good, finished in 7th spot.
So shows our
picking
ability.
Yeah, they at least they both made finals.
Yes.
Unsurprisingly, the Polishers top scored out of everyone, 9 wins and 2 losses. Fockers, 8 wins, 1 draw and 2 losses. Finished really strongly.
Yep.
And as we saw, they had 2 of their players were in the closers.
Yes.
Who else we got, Matt?
We've got Rat Pack, who finished 3rd, who were the champions last year, and obviously they're going to feature pretty strongly in the finals. Then we had the Guzzlers, who have had a big close to the season, because I think the Guzzlers lost a couple early, didn't they?
They were struggling, but I think Mark the Beard Hanger, dug them out and lifted for them.
And looking at the percentage, the Guzzlers had the best percentage over the whole competition, so they do score big when they win.
Yeah. Or they just had the best draw, Matt.
Or well, whichever one. They'll say they score big.
100%.
Yep.
Fifth. Is this correct print?
Alright, we better look over the previous rounds because it can't be.
Gentlemen golfers in 5th. Well done, guys.
Well done, guys.
Norm Cockrell obviously played good. I think David Pryor had a pretty good season. Frank Davis, stalwart of gentlemen golfers.
Yes.
Well done to them. Roosters leapfrogged a couple of teams in the last round. They were on 4 wins, and
they're a bit of a smoky. Actually, the Roosters, aren't they? They've got some players who can score. So
I haven't seen Rolly Bagland of late though. They're again another big recruit. Hasn't done a great deal lately. And then obviously our 2 teams, Norfolk and Good and Hardyacker, will need we'll probably need a miracle to go a little bit deeper into May.
If they get through the first round of the finals, we may have to give them a pep talk, our 2 teams, to see if we can get them over the line.
Let's see. Week 1 of the finals.
Week 1 of the finals. So the first qualifying final, we had the top of the table Polishers versus the fast finishing 4th, the Guzzlers. Very one-sided first qualifying final. Not a good start for the survivor winners, with the Polishers 182 comfortably beating. Comfortably?
Yeah,
is that harsh?
No,
is that strong? Comfortably beating the Guzzlers 153. Ian Stewart 42. Look at these scores. Shane Favaloro 40. Magdog Moore 38. Glenn Dugdale 34.
Wow.
Guzzlers,
not much of a yell.
Yeah, wilted under the pressure of expectation. Terry Poulton 34 was
one
probably
score above 32.
Yeah. Michael Davis 30 with the new boy. Michael Davis 31. Chris Warren 30.
Eddie the
Eagle Frost 30.
Okay, so the Guzzlers obviously
Guzzlers are through. Guzzlers
got the double chance.
Polishers are through.
Polishers are through to the prelims.
Yep.
The next match, gentlemen golfers are just continuing on their merry way. David Pryor comes out big with 41. Norm Cockrell 37. Mike Taylor 35. Randall Bradshaw 31. They got the job done. 20 points over Hard Yakka.
And this was an elimination final too, wasn't it? So this one's out. This is no double chance.
Hard Yakka gone. Your
Hard
team,
Yakka
Matt,
gone.
are out. Graham Freestone 33, Greg Perryman 31, and there wasn't
Too much after that.
no. So gentlemen golfers are through to the semi next week.
Yep.
Who else we got, Matt?
And we've got the other elimination final, which is the match of the round and a cliffhanger. We've got Norfolk and Good 169 versus the strong finishing Roosters 168.
Ouch.
Dave O'Callaghan had 39, Dan Iera 35, Tim Dewan 35 versus the Roosters. John Doggett was the best for the Roosters with 37, and it is, see you next year, Roosters.
All those gun recruits didn't quite pay off. The name change didn't add up, did it?
Didn't quite do it. Yep.
Good to see Doc Callahan too leading from the front. Another captain performing well in finals.
Wound up.
The second qualifying final, we had second place Fockers versus the third place Rat Pack, who the Rat Pack haven't been too flash this year. They haven't really smashed anyone, but they've gone about their business, still finished 8 wins.
Yep.
And they've got the job done over the Fockers. George Cotterides 36, Ross Henshaw 33, Trevor Rush 32, Brian Hughes 31. The best the Fockers could muster was, again, Mr. Consistent, Bruce Falconer with 33, Ian B 32, Matt English 30. So a bit of a low scoring second qualifying final, but the Rat Pack are through to the prelim.
Yep. So what does that leave us next? Second semi-final, 1 and 2.
Week 2 of the finals. Guzzlers v Gentlemen Golfers. Again, one of those publications, I think it's called the Guzzler Rag. Guzzlers think not very little. They don't think much, of the Gentlemen Golfers.
Yep.
I think the Guzzlers, unfortunately, I think the Guzzlers will win though.
I'm with you. Yeah, it's 4th versus 5th at the end of the season. Gentlemen Golfers have been good. Have got themselves up to 5th, which was probably a surprise for all of us. But I think after the disappointment of the first week of the finals, the Guzzlers
will bounce back
and win.
And in the other match, we have Norfolk and Good, who finished 7th, versus the Fockers, who finished 2nd. I'm torn here. I obviously picked Norfolk and Good, so I'm going to stick with them. I think the Fockers are going to bow out in straight sets.
Yep. I think the Fockers will bounce back.
Of course, Matt.
Yes,
of course,
and win comfortably.
Okay, well, I hope you're wrong. I think Brendan Waddy from Norfolk and Good, my man, is due for a massive round.
Yes.
No pressure, Brendan. Hopefully you watch this. And that wraps it up for today's show, Matt. We'll be back next week, and we'll be doing a podcast after every week of the finals. Thanks, Matt.
Thanks, Nick. Cheers.